have to stay consistent through it all. Your faith cannot waver. And that's faith in God and faith in yourself, your business. If you started this, you owe it to yourself to see it through.
One look and I breathe.
Hey beauty queens, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kimmy, your favorite yada yada. If you are new here, definitely don't leave without joining the family. Hit that subscribe button and make sure that you turn the notifications on so you know every time I drop a new video. I am a licensed master cosmetologist. I specialize in luxury hair extensions and also bridal hair and makeup. And I'm really in this season right now where I feel like giving back and just pouring out everything that I have learned in the past decade in the industry. So we're in an education / business coaching era. So if you are just getting started or if you're just in the game already, you've been in it for a while, you're either plateaued or you just want to learn how to just really maximize productivity as it relates to your business ventures, then definitely this is the channel for you, and I hope you become familiar. Okay, drop a comment if it's your first time. If it's not your first time but you are enjoying this series or the direction of where this channel is going, then let me know in the comments as well. I love the feedback. Today's video, I'm not gonna lie, sorry, the light is going in and out outside. I'm right in my bathroom and I'm by the mirror, not the mirror, the window, and the light's going in and out. So if the lighting keeps changing and it's distracting, I apologize so much. But yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I actually wrote down and planned for 2 videos that I'm about to record, and then just now I was making my son some lunch just to make sure, you know, he's situated before I start recording. And then I feel like God just put an entirely different thought in my mind. And I'm in a season also with my spiritual journey of being obedient and making sure that I am not putting my own wants and needs above what God is telling me to do. So I actually just decided, okay, I'm just gonna film what God wants me to film, and then I'll do the 2 videos that I had planned afterwards. But those are definitely gonna be 2 really good ones as well. But this video, we're gonna be talking about how to really get the momentum and to motivate yourself to keep going when you just feel like discouraged. You're not getting any external validation to let you feel like, okay, what you're doing, you're on the right path. You know, people see you. You feel pretty much invisible in the space that you're in. And I will say from experience, this is something that I've not really been going through as of lately, because I feel like God, well, I don't feel like, God definitely sent a confirmation my way. And even though I'm not really seeing the fruits of that yet, I know God is not a liar, and if God promises you something, he will deliver. And I feel like just knowing that definitely has given me a sense of peace as it relates to direction in where I'm going, especially if I am following his steps. You know what I mean? Because God will promise you something and then he will lay out the entire roadmap, and even though something is promised to you, if you're not doing what is necessary to, you know, have this promise come to fruition, then you could actually cheat yourself out of your blessing, right? Because you're just acting in your own accordance. And the Bible definitely speaks about not leaning onto your own understanding and all of that. So if God has promised something to you, you need to come in partnership with him, ask him to guide you, and then just act accordingly. And all that, just, I feel like God is talking through me for this video, because I promise you, I've been learning to write things down before I get on camera, because that's one of the things I've realized in my past videos that I do not like, is that I have ADHD, self-diagnosed, and I'm all over the place most times. And when I go back to edit my videos, I'm like, girl, finish a thought before you hop on to the next. And I'm really just like scatterbrained, and it's hard for me to focus, which is also why it's been so difficult for me to be consistent with YouTube, because I start a lot of projects and then I just don't actually complete them. So yeah, I'm working on so many things behind the scenes as far as my own personality and just, you know, just trying to better myself from the inside out. But today's video, I said all that to say, you know, I'm really just thankful when the Lord is guiding me with my speech and just helping me to keep focus and make sense. Just, you know, not just for myself to not feel like I sound silly, but for the listener to really be able to get something beneficial from what I'm saying, and not just me going on and on and on and on, and then people spend so long on my content when they could be watching something else to walk away with absolutely nothing. That is not the point of these videos, and I hope moving forward that anybody who comes across my channel will definitely be able to leave with more than they came with. Okay. All right, I mentioned briefly in the beginning that I'm a licensed master cosmetologist. I've been doing hair pretty much my entire life, and makeup I've been doing for 10 years. This year actually makes a full decade, which is, I'm not gonna get into it because I'm gonna get emotional, but it's been quite a journey. And over the years, I've really seen so much. I met so many people, especially after moving. So my husband is military, he's retired now, but we kind of moved around a lot. And, you know, in the process of me trying to figure out who I am as a person, as well as, you know, where I stand as far as like entrepreneurship, you know, doing something that I've not only never done before, but I've never seen done. Everybody in my family kind of goes the traditional route. Everybody is degreed up. They're in the medical field, or they're, you know, teaching, educating, or, you know, lawyers, accountants, the this and the that. And, you know, I did college myself, and even then, so I'm gonna walk you through not really the entire journey, because I want to stick to the point of this video, is to just not be discouraged. But even when I was going to college, y'all, I definitely had interest in what I went to college for, which was food and beverage management. But in hindsight now, I realized the things I enjoyed about it was a creative aspect. You know, art. I feel like culinary art, hence, you know, the name art in it, is a form of artistry. And I really enjoy like plating and just everything, like bright colors. I like a good fine dining restaurant that puts a little bit of thought process in how they curate these meals, how they put them on the plate, make it visually appealing, and all that good stuff. So I realize now that I went into it for that reason, not necessarily because I wanted to work in a restaurant. But at the time, I really had felt so lost, like realizing that I'm not really enjoying this and failing all my classes and everything. I wasn't living at home, so I was kind of like figuring everything out by myself. I'm surrounded by people who are also in college that seem to have it a little bit more figured out than I do, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's like I don't want to be here. But being Caribbean, I can't fathom dropping out of college and not having a backup plan. So I stumbled through college for the first 2 years, and then it really came to a point where I was just so miserable, and honestly I felt guilty of wasting my mom's money, because like I said, I kept failing stuff, and you know, college is about money, so they'll let you stay if you pay to retake. And I felt bad. My mom was just like paying for me to retake some of the same classes over and over, and just me knowing within myself that I'm not about to go into the next semester with a different attitude. Like nothing has changed. I'm just not interested. So, you know, I had to have a long, hard sit down with myself first to just really understand that, hey, once you tell her you don't want to go to college anymore, that's it. And yeah, then, you know, of course, having the difficult conversation with my mom, feeling really inadequate at that time, especially because right after that, like the following month, I found out I was pregnant. It just was so much going on. And I went down through a series of just feeling very lost, and like I just did not know what my life was gonna look like as far as work or like a career, you know what I mean? I knew for sure the option of having somebody pay for me to go to college was out the window now. So I was, you know, I never thought about going back to school, or not anytime soon, because I knew if I was going to go back, I would have to be blessed financially to be able to afford it. And, you know, we're bringing life into this world, you know, just certain things take priority. So the way things worked out, that led me to where I am now, I'm just so thankful for it. And I know just how much work I had to put in. I had to, you know, bite the bullet even when I decided to go get my license. I went, sat and talked to the advisor, and you know, they walked me through a whole plan, and I was like, well, I do not want to take out a student loan because I just don't want to have any debt or anything like that, and I'll just wait until I can afford to go and everything. But I really felt like I had this calling on my life, and this is something I was already doing anyways. I just wasn't licensed to do it. And I lived in Indiana, and in Indiana I wasn't really required to be licensed, so to do bridal hair and makeup. I was not doing extensions or anything like that at the time. So I was just, you know, kind of like coasting through. I was doing okay, but I was not in any type of trajectory to really excel. And I mean, at that time I was kind of not really okay with it. I definitely wanted more, but I just didn't know how. And I feel like I was constantly putting in the work, doing classes. I paid for it in the beginning when I didn't bite the bullet to go to cosmetology school. I paid for a lot of one-on-ones. I spent almost all my free time like really watching so many videos, just like absorbing it all, testing out products, like buying so much stuff, and just really putting in so much money. I think honestly, the amount of money I spent in the beginning on products, I definitely could have afforded to go to cosmetology school, just saying. But yeah, I really feel like I had put in the effort. So now getting to the point of this video, when you put in all this effort into your business and you feel like you're gifted, talented naturally to do something, and then it just like 1 plus 1 is not equaling 2, like it's just not adding up to the effort you put in to the result that you're seeing on the other side. Like people aren't flocking to you, your books are not like fully booked, you know, people, you're posting content and people are barely interacting with it. Maybe your Instagram numbers, YouTube numbers, whatever, is just so low. It just feels like you're in a corner by yourself and you're just unseen. And it's especially frustrating when you feel like you are in a season of comparison, which is not something that, you know, I think even the best of the best is guilty of doing this, especially in the creative field, of looking to the left and to the right and not focusing on your own path and where you're going. Looking around, especially when you know the other individuals that you're comparing yourselves to, and you're feeling like, how come she gets to have it and she doesn't even deserve it? How comes they're having this massive success and they don't even put in half the amount of work that I put in? Just looking at things like, wow, like it seems like things just come so easily to this person, and I try and I try and I try and it's just not going anywhere. You try to re-strategize, try to rebrand yourself, you take another class because you're like, maybe my work is just not that great, and you are just so frustrated. You don't know what else there is that you can do other than just quit, just keeping it a buck, you know, throw in the towel. And I am so passionate about makeup artistry and hairstyling and just everything in the beauty industry in general. I enjoy every moment with my clients. I enjoy even working with other artists. I love everything about it. There's no doubt that this is what I've always wanted to do, even when I didn't know it. And I'm telling you that even I have had this thought. So if you're watching this and you're just like, oh my gosh, yes, that's how I feel, don't feel bad. It does not mean that you don't love what you do, and you should not feel guilty about feeling this way. It's just, you just feel disappointed. You feel let down that what you expected, your expectation is just not meeting reality, right? You feel like if you really work hard at something, then you should be rewarded for it. And it feels unfair. It feels just, you know, there's a saying in Jamaica that said, donkey se world na level. It feels like that, you know. And if you're not Jamaican, you definitely probably do not know what that means. But if you are, I hope you get it. But yeah, it's a feeling that is hard to even explain to others without sounding like you're just complaining and also like you're putting yourself down. You know what I mean? That's how I felt, at least. Like, if I explained to somebody else that I felt like was a little bit further ahead than me, that hey, like I just don't understand why is this not happening for me, and I just don't know what to do, whatever, it almost made me feel as if I doubted my own skills and my own artistry. And sometimes it really did feel like it was borderline that. Like I started questioning myself. Maybe I'm just not that good. You know, like maybe I'm just not made for this. And I was getting to a point, because truthfully, I've now started seeing like exponential growth, but for a while there, I kind of felt really stagnant, like things just aren't going anywhere. And with my faith walk, there was a long period of time in which I was just doing things by myself. I was just as far away from the faith as possibly could be. But long story short, the last 2 years, God has really came back for me full force, and he's been leading me through so much. And I've had a lot of like aha moments, lots of self-realizations. I'm also going to therapy, so I'm really doing a lot of shadow work, and it's definitely helped me come out of the space of feeling sorry for myself all the time, and just, I don't know, feeling like it's just not gonna happen for me. Yeah, feeling like it's not gonna happen for me, which was all like kind of like a double-edged sword, because with me feeling like it's not gonna happen, it kind of hindered me from being consistent, for showing up for myself even if I'm not seeing the numbers. And this is where I want to encourage you today, because I know when you feel like what you're doing doesn't make sense anyways and it's kind of pointless, then you don't want to put in the effort anymore. If you're like, well, I spent hours recording this video and editing it, and I feel like it is great information. I see other people on this platform sharing the same information, and they have millions of views, thousands of views, and I'm sharing it to the people that have not seen that, or that, you know, knowing that this is beneficial information that has benefited me, and that's useful, and I get 10 views. I get no views. I get a couple hundred, and I get like maybe like thousands of views, but nobody actually likes the content. Nobody hit that little thumbs up. So you thinking, oh my gosh, like if this many people saw it and nobody, or only 10 people gave it a like, maybe they watched it like, girl, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? And it just makes you feel like, yeah, I just don't really feel like putting myself through that. I just don't really see the point of doing that. And then you start bouncing around, you start moving on to the next thing, because you're thinking, okay, well then if this isn't it, and this isn't working for me, I need to go do something else. I'm here to encourage you. For one, you need to pray about it. Hold on, I feel like you're so zoomed in. Definitely work. But yeah, you need to pray about it. This was an area that I literally have fallen flat on my face and cried about, because I was so torn. You know what I mean? Just like, this is what I enjoy doing. I've worked like 15 years in customer service. I've done so much. I put in the work, and you know, I've made the sacrifice. I quit my job. This is what I do full time. So people are depending on me to not only, you know, blow up for the sake of being internet famous or being an influencer or anything like that, but I have bills to pay and I have children to feed. So, you know, just me feeling like, if this isn't working, I don't have time to waste doing this, because my kids need to eat, so I need to go do something else. It was so frustrating, because I'm like, Lord, this is what I want to do though, and if you could find a way to make this work for me, send me some type of validation if this is what I am supposed to be doing. I need confirmation that I'm on the right path, and it just has not happened yet. And then when you send me that confirmation, now I need you to show me, okay, what steps do I need to be taking? What do I need to do? Because clearly there's a roadblock here. Something is not working for me, and I need you to deliver me out of this state of just being stagnant. Deliver me from my mindset feeling inadequate, from having this low self-worth, for not believing in myself, for not having faith that if you call me to it, that you will see me through it. Y'all, you need to not give up on yourself. If you're not in your own corner, then who is going to be in your corner? If you're not showing up consistently for your business, regardless of who's showing up for you, then people are going to come and go, just like how you come and go for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And I'm telling you guys this, but it's also a word for myself. And I do feel like, you know, God's talking to me right now, because this is something, like I said, I've definitely recently had to work through, especially since, I'm gonna keep it real right here. Since moving here, I have worked with a lot of teams and things like that, and being able to see behind the numbers that you see on the outside. Because for me personally, I wanted to align myself with the best of the best every time. Because like I said, I've always invested so much into my craft and my business. So, you know, I already felt like, you know, I'm talented for sure. But, you know, there's always something that you can learn. And if I'm going to learn, I want to learn from who's killing the game right now. Who's really doing the thing. Who I could really see myself aspiring to be like. Who I can learn from. And I was really aligning myself with a lot of the top companies in my area. And y'all, it is even more frustrating when you get behind the scenes and you realize that the people who are actually running these big companies seem like they don't deserve it. I'm not gonna say they don't deserve it because I don't know what conversations they have with God. I don't know if it's just their time. I don't know what the reason is that they have gotten the recognition, or they get all the clients, or they just, you know, it's just like popularity, right? And you're just like, wow, it's just a popularity contest. Don't nobody care that my work is better, or that my work is this, or that I'm worked so hard and I'm consistent, I'm professional. It's just frustrating because when you work with these people and you realize, oh, they're not even sanitary. Like she's not even licensed. Like, and these are real life situations I'm talking about that I've worked with these people, and it has broken my heart to see that it kind of feels like, oh, everybody's sitting on top. Not everybody, because some of these people definitely do deserve it, but a lot of them seems like they're getting ahead by skipping corners, by being dishonest, by, you know, like not even caring about the people that is like flooding their books. They're fully booked up to a year in advance, but you're hearing behind the scenes how they talk about their own clients, how they treat their own clients, that it's just really all about money, and they don't actually even have a passion for what they're doing like you have a passion. And it feels like, wow, this is insane to watch somebody who doesn't care at all get it all. And I'm over here crying about this day in and day out, like, Lord, why not? And even though I'm seeing zero success, I'm going still because I actually enjoy this. And it's just not happening for me. It's frustrating, but you know, I'm gonna share a story in the Bible from a verse that I read the other day. And it was one where I think Jesus may have been talking to his disciples, don't quote me, but he shared a parable about basically that if there's a group of people, and he said to them, hey, if y'all come work for me today, help me clear, let's say, this junkyard out, I will give you 50 cents each. And you know, a few people say, hey, like right away, off rip, I'll come, I'll do it. And they show up the next day bright and early. They're there prepared to do the work. You know, they're working all day. And then as the day goes on, they notice a couple people show up like midday. Some people show up like right when you almost done. And you're like, okay, I'm here to help. And you're looking like, I've been here putting in the work this entire time. Like, I've done pretty much all the work. And then in the story, it ended up where at the end of the day, when everything was done, not only did the people who show up last get paid the same amount, but the Lord decided to pay them first. So the people, rightfully so, honestly, that were there first were upset. They were like, first of all, why are we getting paid the same amount as them? And two, why are we having to wait around to get paid, and we were here working all day? Like, they got to show up for a little bit of time and got what we got, and they out of here. We just sitting around here waiting. Like, it seems like we've given so much to just end up with the same thing that they got, and you feeling like you should get more because you've done more, right? The point of the parable was that, you know, the Lord is allowed to bless whomever he chooses in whatever way he wants. If the agreement was in the parable, he said, you know, did I not say that if you came, I would pay you X amount, and I'm paying you X amount. Now, I did not say that if you work more than this person, you're going to get more, or if this person comes and does what you see, what feels like less work than you, puts in less work than you, and you're looking at it like, okay, why are you giving it to them as well? it belongs to me. I can bless and give it to whomever I choose. The agreement was, if you come and help move out the stuff, I will give you X amount. So they came and did that. And even though you don't feel like they're qualified, doesn't mean that they aren't qualified, because in my eyes, they've done exactly what I've asked. And I have decided to give them what I promised to give. Now, when I read that, I definitely had to check myself, because like I said, I've had a lot of these thoughts in my head of comparison and feeling like people who are undeserving are getting just beyond what I felt like I deserved, right? I was discouraged and everything, and it just seemed really unfair. Don't take your eye off the prize. Don't get discouraged or distracted by what it seems like is happening for others, and lose sight of your own goal, your own vision, what God has promised to you, right? Because the Lord never does anything small. He doesn't do anything halfway. He created this entire place in just like less than a week. So if the Lord wants to move mountains in your life, he can and he will. And it not happening for you right now doesn't mean that you can't wake up tomorrow viral. You can't wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden like your whole books is flooded, and you're wondering, oh my gosh, like how did this happen? It might not be anything that you have done to deserve it, but that it's just God's timing, and he decides to show favor on you in this season. He decided to bless you in this season. It could also be that you are blessed now and you go through a season of it being a little bit dry, you know what I mean? But you have to stay consistent through it all. Your faith cannot waver. And that's faith in God and faith in yourself, your business. If you started this, you owe it to yourself to see it through. You need to show up for yourself every day regardless. You need to come up with a plan of what it is that you want to see for your business, and then create an active path to get you there. If you say you want to see your business be here, then lay out the roadmap and say, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Be able to pivot, adjust, and hold yourself accountable. If there's something that you are not doing, you not working as hard as these people over here that you're like, oh, her work ain't even that great, but maybe her marketing is better than yours. Maybe she spends all her time editing and recording videos, and you're feeling like just your work looking better than hers, or you being a better artist, or you being more sanitary or more whatever, having more of what you feel like makes you more qualified, means that you should be sitting on top. First of all, you should never be in your mind comparing yourself to anybody, because comparison is definitely the thief of joy. It will constantly leave you in a place of feeling inadequate, because no matter how good you get or how much God blesses you, or even if your books are full, you're going to look across, you're going to see somebody that is doing better than you, because unless you are God and you sitting on top, there's always going to be somebody doing better than you. And if you cannot learn to focus on your own success and the progress that you have made, then you will lose joy in what you do. You will feel discouraged. You will not want to continue the race, because you're feeling like you're not where you feel like you should be at this time. You're not where that person is or that person is, but you need to just keep your eye on your own prize, work on yourself, make sure that if you are stuck in a season, that you are not missing what it is that you're supposed to learn, so you can move on to the next, because God's never going to give you more than you can bear. And if you're just not ready mentally or however to step into the next season, the season that somebody else may be in, then he's not going to bless you with it. And if it somehow comes to you anyways, you're not going to be able to sustain it. You're going to get it all and lose it all. You get what I'm saying? You're going to get all this money, and it's actually going to be your downfall, because without discipline and without the right characteristics, you're going to spend that money on things that you have no business spending that money on. It's going to destroy you. That is the exact reason why we can sit here a lot of times, look at celebrities, and wonder, how is this person depressed? Why are these people like offing themselves? Why are they constantly going through stuff, addicted to all kinds of things? And you outside looking in like, if I had all of that, I would not have no problems. Easier said than done. And that is one thing the enemy will do, is make things very shiny and very appealing. Make it look like, wow, these people over here skipping corners, and they editing all their work, or they doing this or that, is not even like truthful or whatever. and they're being rewarded for it. And it's tempting to be like, you know what, I've been trying to do things the right way, it's not working for me, I'm gonna switch it up. Don't change who you are. Don't stop doing the right thing. Don't cut corners because you're thinking it's gonna accelerate your progress. Don't do that. For one, even if it does, it's dishonest. You're not gonna be able to feel proud of yourself. And at the end of the day, when the time comes and the Lord comes for his place, you're not gonna be able to stand there and feel proud of what you've done. When it's flashing on the big screen, all the shady stuff that you've done in the background for the sake of business or for the sake of chasing money and not what God has actually called you to be, then you're gonna be embarrassed. You know what I mean? So don't do anything you would not be proud of. Don't do anything that you could not imagine being displayed on a widescreen TV in front of the entire world. If you're doing something behind the scenes that you would want to be a secret, you don't want people to know, you probably should not be doing that, okay? And yeah, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna go on too much more about it. I feel like that's all that the Lord is telling me, because I don't want to start getting repetitive. I think you definitely get the point. Just keep going, keep strong, be consistent. You could definitely hold me accountable. I've told myself that moving forward I am going to be consistent with my YouTube channel. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I definitely feel like, for one, if I was consistent when I started, I would have been like got to a point of being able to see some fruits from it. But truthfully, I keep digressing because I'm like, okay, well, I'm not making any money off of YouTube anyway, so when life gets busier, when I just honestly can't be bothered and I'm frustrated, I just disappear. And I had to have a long, hard talk with myself, like, girl, do you really feel like you deserve all of the things that you're not even willing to consistently show up for yourself to get? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's just delusional and entitled, like entitlement, just feeling like you deserve something that you are not willing to work hard for. So yeah, I'm definitely challenging myself to be super consistent and yeah, to just not waver. I'm gonna actually post this video on both my pages, because, well, both my channels, because I feel like with the Lord leading me on this one, especially with the direction I saw that it went in, I think it would be beneficial on both channels. That being said, I do have another channel where it's kind of more of a vlog channel. I do a lot more like talky videos where, you know, we're working on that shadow work, that healing from the inside out, that productivity, the mentorship, all that good stuff. It's more so on the other channel. This channel, I'm gonna be sharing a lot more like tutorials, how to. I'm getting back into recording makeup content. I did a live video on my beauty Instagram page, well, not beauty, but my bridal Instagram page today, like a little get ready with me. I haven't filmed one of those in so long, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I actually missed this. So I am actually really excited and motivated and pumped to just keep going. We're in the last quarter of the year and we could definitely crush it. Like, get yourself up, dust yourself off, come up with a plan and execute. Okay, that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna hold each other accountable. If you have goals that you want to share, just so you can come back later on and just be like, hey, like I committed to doing this thing 4 months ago, and here I am now saying that I've been consistently doing it and I can see the results. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of accountability, definitely drop it in the comments, and you know, hopefully y'all are all encouraging each other down below and being kind. You know, it doesn't cost anything to be kind, and it's poisons your soul to be a nasty person. So for the sake of yourself, you should just be a good person. Okay. The next 2 videos I'm about to record is, we're gonna talk about if you are a career or hobby stylist or makeup artist, how to differentiate, and just like how to kind of like act accordingly. And if you're a hobby stylist and you didn't realize it, you're definitely gonna realize by the end of that video, and you are gonna be able to make positive changes to change your mindset to gear you toward being a career stylist or makeup artist. So that's gonna be a great one. And then the other one is gonna be how to start planning for success as a beauty professional. So once you decide if you want to be a career or hobby, then how to actually put plans in place that we talked about in this video as well. You know, those steps that will lead you to where you want to go. We are going to talk about that in depth in the other video. So if you want to follow along with this series that I'm doing right now, definitely hit the subscribe button, okay? And watch the last video that I recorded, because it kind of went into all the steps that you need to really propel your business if you're in the beauty industry. Yes, thank you for watching this video. If you made it all to the end, all the way to the end, yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, definitely leave me a black heart in the comments so I know you made it to the end. Okay, I'm gonna start doing like shout outs if I get like enough people commenting and stuff. I think that would be fun, you know? Anyways, until next time, guys. Bye.